I have a respect, and a reasonable respect for law and order. I'm not so stupid as not to understand the need for red lights and the things which are required in law for people to live together. But I have no respect for religion, government, banking, and especially educational institutions, because I know who finances these organizations. I know where the money comes from. Our banks were given to us by the Knights Templars, the Masonic Lodge of Knights Templars in Europe. Our educational institutions, universities and colleges, were given to us by the Masonic Order coming out of Rome. This is why the square martyr board is a Catholic symbol. And Jews, how many Jews know that when you wear a yarmulke, that's not Jewish, it's Roman? That's why the Pope wears a yarmulke. That's why the cardinals wear the yarmulke. It's a Roman symbol, it's not Jewish. The Jews were told to wear the yarmulke to show subjection to Rome. And they got so used to using it, they think it's a Jewish symbol. It's not Jewish, it's Roman. And of course, there's another thing that bothers me too when it comes to religion. There is a world of difference between Jewish and being anti-Semitic and anti-Jewish. It doesn't mean the same thing at all. So when you hear someone use the term anti-Semitic, just remember that there's 4 kinds of Semitic: North, East, South, and West Semitic. And there are 13 different races of people in the world that are Semitic. They're Arabs of Semitic. So when you say someone's anti-Semitic, it means that they are against 13 races of people in the world, 13 nations. So when somebody says something about Jewish, it's anti-Jewish, not anti-Semitic. So it's just a small point, but it's big with me because people use terms and they use the wrong terms and don't understand what they're saying. Religion, government, educational institutions. I have found that so many people willingly, and as I said last night on this forum, so many people willingly bend themselves to what their masters want from them. What your masters want is for you to be in compliance, for you to think what they have told you to think. I've been behind the cameras in national television studios and watched network news people doing their job. And what most people do not realize is on the nightly news from the networks, when you see the newsman talking directly to you, he's talking right into the camera, giving you the news. In point of fact, that's not what's happening. There is a big box, a large box with a television screen on the bottom, and there is a glass, a clear glass on an angle. And the television, and there's a guy sitting off the side typing, or it's already typed, to telling the newsman what to say, word for word. And so the television screen is hitting this glass and is reflecting straight out so that the newsman can sit right there and look directly into the camera and read the news. And so he's just reading what somebody else wrote. And that guy wrote it because the boss told him what to write. And so the news is nothing more than what, what somebody on higher up wants you to believe. So that's why I have no respect for the news. I don't watch television. I'm not interested in Hollywood or movies as such, but there is a lot of interesting stuff in movies. Government, again, I say, it's just my belief, I believe government boils down to the war between the Crips and the Bloods. But that's all it is. It's just one gang is superior to another gang, unless, of course, that other gang gets a little more money and gets a little bit more vicious. Now they take over town, and so it's a war between gangs, because after all, when it's all boiled down, it boils down to one thing. We're all human, and humans, like Martin Luther King said, people are organizations. Martin Luther King said, organizations are a lot more naughtier than individuals. Individuals can be bad and corrupt, but when you get a whole bunch of individuals bad and corrupt, and they're wearing they're wearing uniforms and wearing badges, now you've got a gang. And the police department even have said that. You know, they tell me things like that. Yeah, we're the biggest gang in town. We're legal. We can do whatever we want. So I understood a long time ago that government is simply gang warfare. Who's going to run this town? Well, what family in the mob is going to run this area of the town? So that's why I have no respect for government, banking, or any of the rest of it. I could go on about so many different things that I'm interested in. Again, like I said, religion is a big thing with me. I believe that in the New Testament, the story about Jesus in the New Testament, it's just my opinion, but I believe that that story is a encoded message. It's a metaphor. It does not represent history as such, but it is a very powerful encoded story. And if you understand the symbols and the words that are used in the New Testament in the story of Jesus, and understand that the entire story is a metaphor, you read between the lines and begin to see that there's symbols and ideas are being expressed, and you didn't even see it. A classic example is, why did Judas go out and kiss Jesus? Just an example. In the Bible, we're told that Judas went out and kissed Jesus. And Christians will tell you, well, the reason why he did that was to identify him so that he could be arrested. No. Logic alone would tell you that's incorrect, because Jesus would not have been living in the south side of Chicago or on the north end of New York. You know, he would have been living in a little Mickey Mouse little village, and probably 300 people there at most, 15 minutes to 20 minutes to walk across the whole town. And, you know, so how could he be hiding? Who would be so stupid as not to know who he is? He's sitting out there in the garden with his followers. So what do you need to go out and kiss him for to identify? Well, that's not what the Bible says. It doesn't say he went out to identify. It says Judas went out and kissed Jesus to betray him, not identify. This is why the mafia, when you're going to be killed, they give you the kiss of death. Because in the ancient world, in the Middle East, when a scorpion bites you, it leaves 2 cuts on your skin, and those 2 cuts look just like human lips. So the ancient people said, you've been given the kiss of death. And this is why when the mob's going to whack you, they give you the kiss of death, right? It's because of the scorpion is a backbiter. Jesus represents in the story a symbol. It's a metaphor. And Jesus is a metaphor for the sun. And so boiling it down, Christianity is sun worship based on astrology. Because nobody owns the sun. Africans don't own it. And we don't own the sun. So obviously the sun belongs to God. So it's God's sun. And he's the light of the world. Of course the sun's the light of the world. What else lights the world if it's not the sun? And he has 12 helpers. Of course, the 12 signs of the zodiac, the 12 months of the year. He is our risen Savior. Of course, it rises every morning about 5:30. And the sun is your Savior. If it don't come up, we're dead. So once you start breaking down the symbols in the New Testament, you begin to see that Christianity is basically astrology and sun worship. But it has been so well hidden and so cleverly disguised. And once you start breaking it down and reading the whole story, it becomes overwhelmingly obvious this is what we're talking about. He has a virgin birth. He's born of a virgin, of course. Virgin birth because one of the constellations of the zodiac is Virgo, Virgo the Virgin. Let me give you an example of how this works. On the first day of summer, the very first day of summer, the sun is as high in the northern hemisphere as it's going to go. It doesn't go any further north. The first day of summer, the sun is as high in the northern hemisphere, and it begins to work its way south. And each day it moves 1 degree. And as it moves 1 degree each day, 90 days later, or 90 degrees later, it's halfway down. So now we say